Welcome to the Doctor Journal Club podcast, the show that goes under the hood of evidence-based integrative medicine. We review recent research articles, interview evidence-based medicine thought leaders, and discuss the challenges and opportunities of integrating evidence-based and integrative medicine. Continue your learning after the show at www.drjournalclub.com.
Please bear in mind that this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Talk to your doctor before making any medical decisions, changes, etc. Everything we're talking about, that's to teach you guys stuff and have fun. We are not your doctors. Also, we would love to answer your specific questions. On drjournalclub.com, you can post questions and comments for specific videos, but go ahead and email us directly at josh@drjournalclub.com. That's josh@drjournalclub.com. Send us your listener questions and we will discuss it on our pod.
Hello and welcome to another super speedy summary. This is your host, Dr. Joshua Goldenberg. Today we're going to talk about a really cool study. It's a few years old, but it's a very important one out of Sweden on looking at chiropractic maintenance approaches for low back pain versus symptom-driven approaches. This came out in PLoS One of my favorite journals. So as everybody kind of knows, low back pain is a huge problem, right? Worldwide, major issue, huge percentage of humanity has it. It leads to significant disability, pain, and poor quality of life. Many people throughout the world, including the United States and Sweden, it turns out, pursue chiropractic care for low back pain. Now, if you have recurrent or persistent low back pain, there's two general models for pursuing chiropractic, like once you're better. Either you do maintenance care where you go in regularly and get sort of tune-ups with the idea that this is going to prevent more extreme flares in the future and more flares in the future, versus symptom-driven care where you just come back next time you're not feeling well. So the question is, which one is better for someone with a history of low back pain? Do you do the maintenance approach or do you do the symptom-driven approach? And of course, this is very important from a resource perspective as well as a pain perspective, right? Because if we're not getting better results with a maintenance approach, but we're doing way more visits, is that something that society or an individual wants to pursue? So this was a pragmatic randomized controlled trial over 300 adults with persistent or recurrent low back pain, and they wanted to look at the difference between maintenance chiropractic care versus symptom-driven. So they were randomized to those two groups. And the primary outcome was the days of pain in the 52-week period. So what did they find? So indeed, it turns out if you do a maintenance approach, so basically you're treated, you get better, and you're randomized to a maintenance approach versus coming back when symptoms come back, you will have 13 fewer days of pain on average if you do a maintenance approach. And this led to, surprisingly to me anyway, only 2 additional chiropractic visits per year if you average it out. So I find this study very helpful, very useful, very clinically relevant, and societally relevant. Go ahead and watch the full basic level video on drjournalclub.com where Dr. Adam Sadowski goes into this study in way more excellent detail. Until next time, this is Dr. Joshua Goldenberg signing off for Dr. Journal Club. Look, the thing is, we don't do this for money. This is pro bono, and quite honestly, the mothership kind of ekes it out every month or so, right? So we do this because we care about this. We think it's important. We think that integrating evidence-based medicine and integrative medicine is essential, and there just aren't other resources out there. The moment we find something that does it better, we'll probably drop it. We're busy folks. But right now, this is what's out there. Unfortunately, that's it. And so we're going to keep on fighting that good fight. And if you believe in that, if you believe in intellectual honesty in the profession and integrative medicine and being an integrative provider and bringing that into the integrative space, please help us. And you can help us by becoming a member on Dr. Journal Club. If you're in need of continuing education credits, take our NANCIAC approved courses. We have ethics courses, pharmacy courses, general courses. Interact with us on social media, listen to the podcast, rate our podcast, tell your friends. These are all ways that you can sort of help support the cause. If you enjoy this podcast, chances are that one of your colleagues and friends probably would as well. Please do us a favor and let them know about the podcast. And if you have a little bit of extra time, even just a few seconds, if you could rate us and review us on Apple Podcast or any other distributor, it would be greatly appreciated. It would mean a lot to us and help get the word out to other people that would really enjoy our content. Thank you. Hey, y'all, this is Josh. We talked about some really interesting stuff today. I think one of the things we're going to do that's relevant, there is a course we have on Dr. Journal Club called the EBM Boot Camp that's really meant for clinicians to sort of help them understand how to critically evaluate the literature, et cetera, et cetera. Some of the things that we've been talking about today. Go ahead and check out the show notes link. We're going to link to it directly. I think it might be of interest. Don't forget to follow us on social and interact with us on social media. At Dr. Journal Club, Dr. Journal Club on Twitter. We're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, et cetera, et cetera. So please reach out to us. We always love to talk to our fans and our listeners. If you have any specific questions you'd like to ask us about research, evidence, being a clinician, et cetera, don't hesitate to ask. And then, of course, if you have any topics that you'd like us to cover on the pod, please let us know as well.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Journal Club podcast, the show that goes under the hood of evidence-based integrative medicine. We review recent research articles, interview evidence-based medicine thought leaders, and discuss the challenges and opportunities of integrating evidence-based and integrative medicine. Be sure to visit www.drjournalclub.com to learn more.